In part 1 of History of India, we will present the dawn of Hindu civilization about 2500 years BC and the Vedic culture 1000 years later. But what will be the most important aspects will be the invasion period. This period it's characterized by Alexander the Great from Greece in India about 327 BC, more or less simultaneously with Maury Empire. Alexander has been only 2 years in India, and Maury Empire has stayed for 1000 years, and Ashok was a very important emperor. Gupta Dynasty in 320 AD, the invasion of Huns 450 AD, and the Cholas dynasty in the southern east part of India. Finally, it was a very important period started in the 8th century with Islamic invasions, but in fact only takes place after the Sultanate of Delhi in 1206. During this period, Arabs has controlled almost India. Only a very short independent areas remained as so, but they controlled all the inland and the trade in the seas with Europe. And this is what we are going to see in details. India is a cradle of the Indus civilization and one of the oldest in mankind, like Sumer, Hindu, Egypt, Chinese, and Maya. But the main question is, what is in common among all these different civilizations? I can say that it is the access to the water for the daily activities and agriculture purposes. India has a network of rivers that offers and provides a fertile environment for farming and allows high population densities. Although India has an enormous and extremely rich history, I'm going to try to summarize it as short as possible. The word India comes from Idol, people who lives beyond the Indus River. Around 2500 BC, it appears an urban civilization along the Indus Valley in the region of Gujarat, with solid constructions and mastery of writing not yet descripted, roads, sewers, and the domain of weights and measures. This is a civilization with a high degree of religiosity and tolerance, which stands in 4 gods: Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and Ganesha, as more than 30 million gods in full. They take part in everything and nothing in life and death of Indians. They have in their worship the purification of the body and spirit after death, based on the 4 elements: fire, air, water, and earth. Cremation is the key instrument of the process. Through fire becomes air and ashes, and what remains it must be dispersed by water in the holy rivers to the earth. After 2000 BC, Hindu civilization began to decline. It is believed that one of the reasons was climate exchange and environment degradation. Some analogy exists with Egyptian civilizations create pyramids only about 2000 years BC and the Mayas as well. Some theses are finding some climate degradation change reasons. The age of the Vedas. The Aryans came from the center of Asia, were installed in India as described in the sacred text, the Vedic, and scattered between 1000 and 600 BC along the valley of the Ganges. They were a pastoral and agricultural economy. Religion, Rig Vedic, in initial period, it means the forces or the forces on working. The gods in late Vedic period have some more complexes. It includes a serial of centric texts. It develops a social structure based on castes of merit. Over the years, gradually became hereditary. These castes had the profile from highest to lowest: the Brahmins, the priests, the Kaspaterias, the nobles and the warriors, Vaishyas, merchants and farmers, and the Sudras, workers and serfs, commonly named as untouchables. According to the Vedas, should make sacrifices and rituals to appeal the gods and to pacify the gods, who were part of the daily life. Buddha appears in the 6th century BC as Jainism as well. There are urban centers and spread of trades in parallel with new philosophies. Buddhism, preached by Buddha, Prince Siddhartha Gautama, and Jainism, published by Vardhamana Mahavina, to oppose to the whole of the Brahmins. It means that its popularity is based on the simplicity of life, asceticism, existence of rejection of material goods, the search for truth, anti-castes, open to all, including women, to discuss the laws of the universe, and the defense of ahimsa, that means the protection of living beings. They were indifferent to God, and its members have gained a new respect and social structure. In 3027 to 3025 BC, Alexander the Great invaded the northwest of India, but he was only 2 years and returned back. Maury Empire. In the year 321 BC, it was soon the first empire in India, founded by an adventurer named Chandragupta Maurya, who conquered up the south of Deccan River. But only his grandson Ashok expanded the rule to Afghanistan and through bloody conquests of Karnataka. After that, he became the great patron of Buddhism. He ordered to write the Code of Ethics on the rocks, columns, temples, asking for respect for religions, and the practice of charity and avoid killing of animals. Also built many Buddhist temples called stupas. After the decline of Ashoka, local kingdoms emerged in the north and new east of India as a series of invasions from Central Asia took place. For about 1000 years, a number of lords, Maharajas, and dynasties emerged in India. And in 300 AC, Gupta Dynasty covers the north of India with a great empire. There is an important cultural development: poetry, mathematics, astronomy, new sects, Hindu and Shaivism, Vixenism, and Buddhism. University was built in Nadana. In 400, India was invaded by the Indus and crossed by them. From the 9th century until the 13th, Chola dynasty controlled part of the southern. It's again a prosperous period where they developed magnificent temples, literature, sculpture, architecture, and became the focus of intense social and cultural life. And dominant gods were Shiva and Vishnu. In the 8th century, it starts the Islamic invasions and domain. This was reported in the world history as one of the most bloody wars, and this was based on important expansion of business to offer. In many southern areas, commercial activities developed an intensive trade with the West, mainly to Byzantine Empire and other Mediterranean cities. That leads mutual enrichment. Its basis was spices, silks, luxury items, precious stones, textiles, and exotic animals. Internal conflicts and consequences results in a permanent weakness of Indian states, and in parallel with the legend of fabulous, endless richness, motivates more and more the Arabs to the conquest. India becomes a desirable trophy, leading to successive Islamic invasions and the creation of various sultanates which covers the territory. However, only takes the domain, say, with some expression after the Sultanate of Delhi in 1206. Other remaining independent kingdoms like Bengal, Gujarat, Mandu, Jajpur, and other. An important business became installed to trade with West through the Red Sea, Arabian Sea, and controlled by the Arabs.